What's going on, everybody? Pat Bear here. It is Thursday night, and you know what that means. It is time for the Small Business Spotlight. Before we get into all the business of our Thursday night show, I just want to say thank you to everybody that for the last 5 game nights from the time that we started Monday night's digital game night, and over the last 2 weeks through yesterday with our Wednesday night edition of digital game night. You guys have been fantastic. It's been so much fun, just being able to kind of get back into the hosting mentality. Not just with the Small Business Spotlight, which has been a lot of fun, but it really gives me that feel of being back in Orlando, in the Bear Den, and doing all of that fun stuff. The chat room on both YouTube and on Twitch have been fantastic and just so much fun. So thank you for hanging out. We've got lots more great prizes coming your way every Monday night and Wednesday night with the digital game night. I know they look very much the same, just the Monday, Wednesday, and you get an extra host on Wednesday nights when Chrissy joins me. If you haven't done so already, please do me a favor. Head over to Twitch or YouTube, twitch.tv/Bears in the City and youtube.com/thebearsinthecity.com, and subscribe and follow. I am doing the path to affiliate for Twitch, so there are 4 requirements. I don't know if there's multiple steps. Honestly, I'm really new to all of this. But out of the 4 steps that they give you, we have met 3 of the requirements: the number of days, the number of hours, the number of viewers. All of that is done for this portion, and now it's just a matter of getting followers. So that is the goal. If you don't have a Twitch account, it's quick and easy to make a Twitch account, and then just go search Bears in the City and follow us. That'll be fantastic. So that was the beginning part of my little spiel. Just thanking you all for joining us for that. Thank you for hanging out for these small business spotlights. They've been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun getting to know more people and highlight small businesses, artists. We've got, I think I set up 5 or 6 more interviews for the next couple of weeks, all the way through this time next month, are all set up. Next week we have Pup Spike from the Chicago Puppy Patrol, and jewelry makers, musicians, just a whole bunch of different amazing artists that are coming up, and business entrepreneurs that during this time are, I think, the people that really need to be supported and lifted up, because a lot of small businesses aren't getting the help that they need during this pandemic. So thank you for checking them out. You can go back through our live videos on YouTube, and I think Twitch might have them for a week or 2. But go check them out at youtube.com/the Bears in the City, and just click on the little button that tells you like that you can pick what you're looking at, and go to live videos, and they'll be right there. So for tonight's guest, we have an Orlando resident, so it's like being back at home in Orlando, who is a photographer and a digital artist. And I am very excited to get to chat with them. We've been chatting a lot in the last 2 days. I've been looking at his artwork, and it is amazing. So I am super excited to introduce him to all of you, and I'm excited for just a lovely chat with a fantastic person. I always forget to do this at the beginning, so I'm going to try to remember to do this from now on. As we're doing this conversation, the comment section is open. Go ahead, and if you have comments, questions, you want to make a comment about anything, just drop it into the little comments on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitch. This is the last time we're doing the stream to Facebook. We're just going to the 2 streams on YouTube and Twitch from here on out for everything else after tonight. So drop those comments, and you may see it on the screen, and you might get an answer if you've got a question. So it is my privilege and honor to bring Andrew Bridwell to our program. Andrew, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good.
Good. So how is the heat in Orlando right now?
I mean, coming from Texas, it's not too bad. It's just the humidity that's a little bit more, but it's not too bad.
The humidity in Florida is quite homophobic, but I kind of miss getting off of the plane at MCO and stepping foot outside of the terminal and getting smacked in the face with the wall of humidity, because that's how you knew you were back.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
I mean, there was a picture that I saw on Facebook that was like that area right out, like the sliding doors, and it was like I can feel this picture, and I'm like, that's
Yep.
absolutely correct. So yeah, you are a quite fantastic photographer, and those are high words of praise coming from me because I get very upset when I am talking to somebody that I think is in ways more talented than I am. I'm very sad about that. So this interview is over now. Bye. Gotta go. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Uh, how long have you been doing photography? Like in general, when did you
Um,
get interested in being a photographer?
I think it was 2013-ish, that time frame. Um, I don't know. I was just kind of looking for something else to do at that point, outside of working 12-hour days, um, a lot of the time. And, I just, felt like picking up a camera and was like, let's learn something new. So it's kind of grown from there.
Nice, nice. So now I know this, but I'm going to ask you anyway, so that way it could start a camera war in the comments. Are you a Canon boy or are you a Nikon boy?
I'm a Nikon boy.
Boo! Wrong answer. Gotta go. Which Nikon do you shoot with?
Right now, my primary is the Z7. I have a D750 as my backup and a D610 as my backup to the backup.
I'm impressed. I'm impressed. I love that you have a backup to your backup. That's
Well, you never know.
and ain't that the damn truth.
Hmm.
I've opted for 14 batteries as opposed to extra as opposed to extra cameras. That's how I deal with my backup because thankfully, knock on wood, my cameras haven't really had any issues. But God help me if I haven't been at an event where I've run out of battery
I need a
juice and I'm just
battery.
like, what am I supposed to do right now? And then the next day, like I immediately go on Amazon and I'm like, let's get a multi pack with like more portable chargers for the batteries. So what were the first things that you started shooting? So wanting to pick up a new
Um,
passion.
yeah,
What
at
sparked your eye?
the time I was living in Austin, in Texas. So I was really just kind of walking around downtown in that area, trying to learn, I guess. Um, I know if I go back and look through old pictures, I go, why did I take that picture? Um, but you have those little nuggets every now and then. They're like not bad. So
Nice.
yeah, it was just kind of like let's start learning something new.
I love it. I trust me. I was always the kid that had a camera with him. Like in my group of friends, I was that person, the one that most of the time people couldn't stand because the flash would be going off. Or I was always like click, 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 because being 38, my upbringing with cameras was a lot of like a lot of the disposable Fujifilm, you know, crank the wheel,
Hmm.
click, and then you had to hold the button down so it would charge the
Yes, and then
flash.
it would beep, and then
It's like, and it was always such like the. I always felt like it was a like a kind of a calming noise, like as you would hear it charging, and then it would have that like little click, and you're like, oh, okay, the flash is ready, and you would take a picture and hope that it came out all right until finish the whole take it take every 36 pictures a lot of times they
mhm.
were, and then you'd be like, I'm gonna go
Oh, I
bring this
hope they're
entire
good.
thing into an envelope and can you develop these for me? I would like doubles, please. I mean, honestly, that's how um, people have wondered, like, or kind of amazed, where I'll be holding. I'm a Canon boy, So I have a currently have an EOS 6D, not 60, 6D, and I will actually do selfies with it, and people don't quite understand. But when you are the one person in your group that loves to take pictures, you're the one who always takes pictures. Nobody else takes pictures. So
Hmm.
you learn at a very early age with disposables or point and shoot cameras how to line yourself up in the lens and be like, all right, I okay,
That's
this is,
gonna be good.
and then you've got the big lens on it, and you're like, hold on, I'm just
Oh,
gonna just
wait,
let me get this
wait.
focus right. So on the screen right now, I popped it up just a little bit earlier, is your photography website, which I was on
Yes.
earlier. And in our chatting, you sent me some pieces that you liked. You were like, all right, let's take a look at these, and I'm going to send you over a couple pieces. And one, and I'll put it up on the screen here, was one that the first one that caught my eye, and it was so nice. Like, it was almost like kismet that it was one of the ones that you sent me. But this picture right here, I was like, okay, this dude has talent. So tell me about this picture.
Um, that was probably one of the last that I've taken since like February. I haven't done much since then due to the Rona. Um, but yeah, we were just I say we, me and my husband, were just literally walking down the waterfront in Seattle, and I'm just kind of looking around. Then I see that, and I'm like, oh, the Olympics are in the background. That's perfect. So I, I'm standing there taking a couple of shots, and it's like, then I hear some other clicks, and I'm like, great, good job, you started something.
Right? No, but that's awesome. Honestly, like I I'm big on making sure that people know that like I appreciate their art, I appreciate what their work looks like. And that I was floored. Like at that point I was like, okay, this dude has talent. This dude is definitely like I need to bring him on. I want to get people to see the work that he does. Um, so if you're out there, check out Andrew's website and take a look at the pictures. It's broken down into categories, right? Different sections of
Yeah,
like
it's got landscapes, portraits, aerials, and architecture. I think.
I
I think
think
there's
I
four there.
I think I remember seeing that, and seeing some of the other. Being a New Yorker, you've got a lovely like aerial view. I'll I don't even want to say skyline because it's the way that the picture is taken. It's more like city top.
Hmm.
It's a very awesome shot with of current Manhattan, and
Yep.
I yeah, I was like, okay, I
It's
like
one of my
this.
favorite ones. That's the one that I've had printed the biggest. So
I listen. I cheers to you. My hat's off to you on that one. So I'm gonna put up one of your black and white portraits here. I'm gonna move this banner out of the way for just a moment while we look at this. So your portrait work, what made you want to do portrait work and black and white portraits, especially because those are tough to light well and really kind of nail down, and you do a great job of it.
um, I mean, it's just something I wanted to get into. So I've kind of like scrounged together some backdrop and some lights, and literally like since I've started doing that, that was actually one of the first few that I took. Um, and that's just one light off to I think it was the left and high, but it came out perfectly. And just a few little tweaks here and there, but it's one of my favorite pictures I've ever taken. So
No, I listen. I'm telling you, I don't give out false praise. I do the very southern, just it's very nice. If I don't like it, if I'm actually saying, hey, I really enjoy this, I'm very impressed with the work that you've done. And So you also do real estate photography.
I
What
do. Yeah.
what threw you into that kind of thing? Because you don't always think about it like that. The fact that photography plays an integral part with
Yeah.
real estate, because
Yeah, it does.
if you put
I
up some
mean,
shitty pictures of a listing, nobody's gonna want to come to it.
let me tell you, some of the agents here in Orlando, oh my God. You can, I mean, I don't, I can literally tell when you're shooting with a phone.
Yeah, yeah.
Like they're that bad. But I mean, that kind of came about, so like right before we moved. Um, I was doing some night shift work in a 911 center, and I was kind of like, I'm kind of liking the idea of working for myself. Um, so I'm definitely still trying to get that started. It hasn't really taken a hold yet, but yeah, I'm enjoying it. And the best part about it is that the houses don't talk back.
And if they do, you
We got a
leave.
problem.
So if you want to check out Andrew's real estate photography, it's rainbowrephoto.com. I was telling him earlier, I was trying to figure out when I put the websites up on during these shows, I always like to block them out by words. So I always put the caps in there to kind of makes it easier for people to remember it. And then I was looking at this link and I was like, where are the capital letters supposed to go? And then I realized the real estate was the RE, and I was like, oh, okay, we'll add some extra capitals. It'll be fine. And then it just makes me think of the Orlando rep when I see the REP in caps right in the center of it. Um, and one of the other great things, and it was funny because when we were chatting, and I was looking at your work, and I saw that the peers, and I was like, oh, I think I made a comment to you about like, oh, I should get that or get one of your portrait your pictures done as a metal print, which is something that isn't very common, but when you've seen them and you're especially when you're a photographer, that's one of those things that you're like, I want to see my stuff in metal, like because it
Yeah.
just has such a weird, an interesting look and like feel to it. I don't mean actually like texture and touching it feel, but there's just such a different kind of energy that's given off from a metal print versus a canvas or a paper print.
Yeah, it's like it's a different visual like feel.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And as soon as I said that, you were quick to shoot back this link, the one that's on the screen right now, for your Pixel site, where I didn't realize that. I don't think I've ever been to a Pixels website before, but the thing, it's basically like the like a Teespring type of shop where
Hmm.
that's more for like clothing and accessories. This is for artwork, and you can get different either paper prints done. You can get metal prints. You can do framed art, canvas art, and in different sizes and all of that, which is fantastic for somebody who's starting this out, and you don't have to worry about running your own store,
Right.
nor do you have to worry about overhead, which is fantastic.
Right. Yeah. I mean, just put up a picture, select what you want to sell with that picture on it, and you're good to go. Just kind of like set it and forget it almost.
Seriously, I love that you have like tote bag options. Like that's I think that was kind of my favorite one. I was like, that's adorable. And I was actually I was pricing out some stuff, for post Rona, when money comes in more regularly. Because you have some amazing pictures up there. I saw one of the ones that caught my eye there was the Orlando Eye photo that you have, because it's almost like just all black and then this wheel of color,
Hmm.
and it caught my eye in that respect. So I was like, okay, let me look at some of these things, and I was like, okay, if I get it really small, I could afford it, probably in like 2 weeks. If I wanted a decent size to actually put up in my apartment, we're gonna have to wait a little bit longer for that. But I listen, for those of you watching out there, first off, hi, hello. Second, if you have any questions or comments, feel free to go and put them in the comment section. Go check out Andrew's work while we're chatting, and then come back and tell us about it in the comments. Because nothing says having a nice, lovely conversation like somebody critiquing your work while you're live on the air. You know,
Right.
that's
Yeah,
the best
exactly.
part of it all. But yeah, go check out his website. Go check out his Pixels website if you can, because there's some great pieces and they make any home look phenomenal. They'll make
They
my
made our house look phenomenal when we had one.
listen. When you can decorate your house with your own artwork or your own photography,
Hmm.
that's when you know you've got some good stuff up there. And I mean, I say that when the house I moved out of in Orlando back in January, um, I didn't take them with me because I had nowhere to put them. But I had two large canvas prints that were up in my living room that were photos that I had taken. So I get it. I get it.
Yeah, I mean, at least that New York one that I took, the one that I did 40 by 60 on metal, it's still in the family, so I know where it's at. I'm
Very
not going
true.
to take it back because I'm going to get it reprinted in color, but you know, eventually.
Set goals for yourself. Set goals for
Hmm.
yourself.
Hmm.
So that is one, or I guess technically two facets, but all photography related. So that's one part of what you do, and that's the Andrew Bridwell photography portion, which you can find on Facebook. That's what I didn't put up there. I didn't put a Facebook link for those for them, but just look at his name. It's right there on the screen. It's in the description. Go to Andrew Bridwell Photography on Facebook, and we'll have other links here in just a second. Um, but go check it out on Facebook. Give it a like. Go check out his work over there. So we're going to talk about the other portion of what you do and when while we brought you on for the show, and that is for Barely Illustrations, which is your digital artwork. So, what got you into doing digital art and doing it of hirsute men who catch your fancy?
I mean, number one, I like them. Um, and it was kind of a thing. I'm sitting in a hotel in Seattle back in February, and I'm like, I want to try this out. Let's see if I can do something with it. So, trial and error for like a month and a half. And then I come to the point where I'm like, I think I've kind of developed something here. So, and it kind of shows my amateurness, I guess, in the first few that I've done. But I mean, now they're, stuff's evolving and getting better. So, I don't know. I like it.
Nice. And before we go any further, here's the Instagram location. So for his digital illustrations, you're going to be looking for Barely Illustrations, which is barely like the animal for Lee with an underscore and then illustrations. I'm sure if you just go into your search bar on Instagram and type in Barely Illustrations, you'll find it. And then if you are on Instagram, head over to a Bridwell photo and go follow Andrew's photography page as well. And the same thing with Barely Illustrations on Facebook. Just go put it into the search. You can't miss it. You'll see the little bear and the pencils and all that on the progress flag background. You'll see it. It'll be there. Go give
Hmm.
it a like. Um, so let's also talk about your Patreon because it's like the OnlyFans without, I'll say, most of the nudes because I feel like in some way, shape,
That's
or
true-ish.
I feel like there's probably a lot less people that use Patreon and have the nudes, but you have the ability to set it as an adult
Hmm.
like Patreon
Yeah.
to make it 18 or older. Which, by the way, this one is. I'm on it right now. When I signed in, I had to say that yes, I am just barely over 18 years old. 2 decades is barely over,
That's
in
right.
my opinion. Uh, so, as one Patreon creator to another to a viewing audience, go check it out and go support, because especially in the time of the Rona, with everything that's going on, art is a huge thing that takes a hit in these times, because art um, art in general is a very interactive and a very close space type of thing. When you go to see a show, when you go in to see theater or anything like that, there's a lot of
Hmm.
interaction. There's a lot of people together. So when we're going through this type of situation where we can't be in large groups, we can't be close to each other, we can't do any of that. The arts are the first things to suffer. I mean, you look at things like Broadway being closed the rest of this year into 2021. You look at theaters not being open. You look at movie theaters or any of that kind of stuff. Even live music is very limited. There's no concerts or anything going on right now. On the smaller end of that, when you are doing photography, or if you're doing a lot of these things, um, and we're in a worldwide pandemic where people maybe don't always have the extra cash to purchase art, or to be able to buy something. Like, I mean, honestly, if I had a ton of disposable income, and things were normal, I'd be like, all right, cool. In like a week or so, I'll go pick up a piece off the website. If you have the extra cash, I recommend, if check out Andrew's
Hmm.
stuff. Find friends of yours that do art, and go purchase something from them, because you're not only supporting your friends, but you're helping out the arts. The same thing goes with things like Patreon, because if even if like 50 people went and just did the $1 a month, the tip jar level, and get some shout outs or whatnot, that's an extra $50 in an artist's pocket.
Yep.
So what made you go the Patreon route instead of starting an OnlyFans? No, I'm just
Well, um, I mean, it's something that I've been following some people on before, and currently still do. Um, Honestly, I probably started it a little bit too early, but I kind of did close it down for a couple of weeks and then relaunch it. But it's something that I wanted to do to, number one, get my stuff out there, but number two, maybe see if I can help facilitate myself supporting myself in a way, I guess.
oh, understandable. So I'm gonna pop one of. So we have two of your digital illustrations that we're gonna be showing here. The first one has been released, so I'm gonna pop this one up on the screen in just a second. You'll tell me if you want to tell me who it is, or tell the viewing audience about this person, and how this whole thing came about. And then we actually have the world premiere of a new piece. So then again, at that point, you'll tell the audience about that person, and how the process came to be. So this is the first one we're gonna show. Gotta love them blue eyes. So who is this, and how did this whole process come about?
So that's a guy that lives over in Dallas now. It's not up. Um, yeah, he's name's Curtis. He's on Instagram, and it literally, I mean, it's kind of a thing where I just go, I'll scroll through, or I'm just like scrolling through Instagram one day and I see a picture and I'm like, oh, I like that one. So I'll just like DM him the picture and say, hey, can I do this? So that's how that one came. Well, how like 99% of them come about at this point. Um, but yeah, I mean, I've done another one of him before. It was 2 months ago now, but yeah.
Cool. So what do you use tools wise to do these illustrations?
I use an iPad Pro and Procreate. So I do all of the freehand tracing, I guess, because I'm not that good of an artist to do it just from looking at something. Um, so I start that way, and then I have like a base, and then I do my little tweaks to it, and then I outline it, and then just throw color on top of that, um, and just kind of highlight and shadow. Um, and there's parts of it. If you were to go back and look at the very first one that I did, um, like, why did I do some of those things? I don't know.
Isn't that how it always goes though when you're
Yeah.
looking at your
Mm-hmm.
your early work and it's like, seriously, how did I
Just
do that?
why?
But those are the building blocks to get us to where we
Mm-hmm.
are here and now. All right, so I'm gonna take this banner off real quick so that way we can do the unveiling of this new piece. It's not of me. It's funny because I have another friend in Orlando, one of my good Judies, Josh, who is his company is Barely Focused Media, and he's been getting back into doing a lot of these digital pieces, and he sent me a work in progress that he's doing, and I was like, oh, it looks really good. He said, but that doesn't look anything like me. He still hasn't responded to that message.
Well, I still have to scroll through your Instagram a little bit, so.
I'll wait. I'm good.
I
All
mean,
right.
hmm,
So do you want to tell us the name of this person before I put the picture up on the screen for the viewing audience for this
sure,
unveiling?
sure, yeah, I can do that. Um, so it's a guy named Aaron. He lives in Florida, somewhere in Florida. Um, yeah, literally, this picture, like, I asked him 2.5 months ago if I can do it, and it's literally just been sitting in my favorites folder, just waiting to be done. Um, so I kind of delayed unintentionally, I guess, for doing it because I was trying to do a couple a week, but then it's just like, eh, it just didn't work out like that. Um, but yeah, it's one of the better ones that I've done so far. So put it up.
There we go.
Yeah,
That's so cute. I love the little wink and all that. That's adorable.
yeah, he's awesome. He's an awesome guy. He likes Halloween, so that's why the orange is background. The orange is the background. So
Nice. So how long does it take you from start to finish to do a piece like this?
um, depending on my motivation level, um, I can knock one of those out in a day if I want to. Sometimes it kind of depends on the amount of hair that they have on their body. Um, Kind of like I'm working on one of myself right now, um, and I'm at the very last part, and I just don't want to put my own hair on myself. As weird as that sounds, um, but usually 2 or 3 days before max, depending on what else I have going on in general.
Okay. All right. I'm always in awe because I don't have that talent. Like that's not something I've got talents in other areas. Um, some we'll talk about on the show, some we can't talk about on the show. Uh, but the the one thing that I do not have, and for anybody that has been in the Bear Den when we used to play Pictionary, the one thing that people will know is that I don't draw well, and I'm always in awe of people that put that creativity together and make things of this nature, whether it's uh, uh, actual like pen and paper, pencil and paper type of drawings, whether it's digital, whether it's the most detailed or the most wherever on the spectrum it is. I'm always in awe that people have that ability, and I sometimes get a little jealous that I don't. Like, damn
I
it.
mean, I don't like the last one's probably the best one I've done, so it's nothing like insane. But I mean, if you look at my progress, I guess you can say it's a lot better. But
But I mean, at the same time,
I'm
you
super critical of myself, anyways.
I am right there with you. I mean, and that's why um, people don't always understand. Like, I'll take 1,000 pictures at an event in one night of an event because I want 100 or 150 good pictures to come out of it. So I'll shoot repeatedly and just trying to capture that moment and hope that out of maybe 10 shots of one particular moment and go that I can go, okay, that one picture works out well. And then sometimes you get like five and you're like, shit, I need to narrow this down.
I mean, I yeah, it's like I shot the gay softball World Series in 2014 ish, and over those 2 days, I came home with like 1,400 pictures and got maybe 50 that I actually liked. I mean,
Yeah.
I need to go back through and take a look at them, but again, it's kind of like bad, 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 good, bad, 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 bad.
Well, and I mean, and that was shortly after you started, after you
Yeah.
picked up
Hmm.
photography. So when you're that new into the game, it takes a lot of time to build up, and sports is extremely difficult to shoot
Hmm.
unless you're used to being able to change up on the fly as far as your settings go. I was helping Josh out, and I shot kickball photos one day for him, and I forgot that I don't really have a super far zoom lens right now because my old zoom lens was for not my crop frame, not the full frame that I'm using now. So it does this whole weird like telescope thing.
Hmm.
So I'm like, oh, I can't really get too close, and especially when balls are flying around, and I don't really want to get hit with one. Not
Not
because I
in
don't
the
want to
wrong
actually get
face.
hit with the ball, but I don't want my camera to get knocked out of my hands and break. I don't have a backup and a backup for my backup, so
That brings
she's
up a fun thought. No, not. That's actually a bad thought, but it's a fun thought.
yeah.
Because
I
there's a
mean,
picture I took out in Hawaii in 2016, and I dropped my camera, my backup camera, like almost in the ocean. Yeah, lava rock is really slippery when it's wet. By the way,
yeah, yeah.
held on to it.
I will. My one of my friends, we were chatting about. I forget what we were chatting about, and oh, we were on a Zoom call and something was going on. I was talking about the fact that I'm using my DSLR as my webcam, and he's like, "Oh, you're using your good camera." He's like, "The one that you said was worth more than my life at one point." And I said, "Yes." And I said, "Yes." My camera bag houses almost $2,000 worth of equipment. 1,300 of that just being the body of my camera. Yeah. So I'm like, yeah, that's the only camera I've got, and that's what makes me money. So
Yeah, protect it, guard it with your life.
exactly. And I right now at this point, it stays on my little tripod and just stays at my desk until I need to until I can actually go out and enjoy the world post Rona and actually get out and shoot. And I know we were talking earlier. I'm excited for when all this goes away because I've got a 2 bedroom apartment here. Come up, let's hang out. Let's go shoot Chicago and make some great art that way because
Hmm.
I need a shooting buddy. It's one of those things. I've loved being a an event photographer. Um, Landscape and that kind of stuff has eluded me a little bit more. So having a friend or having somebody else to be able to kind of explore that world with
Hmm.
would be a lot of fun. So, I mean,
It's
obviously,
easier
I
to
can't
do
steal
with
you
somebody.
away
So
for forever, but at least for a short period of time, I could have a photo buddy.
yeah.
But but yeah, so let's go through some of the stuff again for our viewers, so that way they know. Because I don't want to keep you too late. It's been a lovely chat. I mean, we're already 40 minutes into our show tonight, and all just gone by like that.
Yes.
So make sure you go and check out Andrew's website, andrewbridwellphotography.com. Lots of fantastic work there in different sections, so go check them all out. Um, you can check out Andrew's real estate photography at rainbowrephoto.com. If you want to purchase a piece of Andrew's photography artwork on a variety of different mediums, media,
Hmm.
if you will. I'm sorry, let me get the right plural word. Including tote bags, prints, canvas, metal. Go to andrew-bridwell.pixels.com. They give you a plethora of options as far as what type of item you want to purchase,
Hmm.
size, and even the material or the options for that. I was looking at the canvas, and they have the mirrored sides, they have the white sides or the black, like all these different options. So it's really cool. You get to really kind of make it unique and personal for you, because unless somebody chooses those exact same options, they're not going to have that same piece. You know,
Right.
the way that you have it in your house.
Yep.
Follow him on Facebook. Just search for Andrew Bridwell Photography, or for Barely Illustrations. You can go follow him on Instagram at barely_illustrations is the digital artwork. And A Bridwell Photo is his photography.
Hmm.
And if you have a couple of dollars, why not go and support an artist? If you don't have a lot of money to go buy a piece from his store right now, then go over and consider throwing $1, $5, $7. Those are the three levels. I glanced over. I didn't miss one, did I? Nope,
No,
just
you're
those.
good. You got
Just
them all.
those. Okay. Uh, I'm so used to doing the spiel during the podcast where I talk about the different levels that I've always like. I'm scared that I'm just going to slip into. Go to patreon.com/flame on show where you can subscribe at any of the 4 levels that we. I say it a lot. Uh, I'm the one that does all of the shilling for the podcast during the podcast recordings. So go check out patreon.com/barely_illustrations and help support an artist. If you want to help support my podcast, you can do that at patreon.com/flame on show. Uh, but go check out his artwork, and if you subscribe at the $5 level, then you get access to some fun stuff, some social media shout outs, and your own digital piece done by Andrew.
Yep. Hmm.
So that is always a fun little bonus for you there. And just go and check. Did I get it all? Okay, cool. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And just because I love them so much, I'm gonna do one last round of these slides on the screen. This is my favorite piece. I actually sent this picture over to my friend Josh today when I was talking about your work, because I was like, this is gorgeous, and he echoed my sentiments on that, and that's a fantastic piece. Uh, you got the black and white portrait photo work, and then for the barely illustration side, you've got, what was this gentleman's name again?
Curtis.
Curtis, in the Dallas area of Texas, and then the unveiling. Oh, hold on. I'm doing all these things that I'm not. There we go. Need to put up the right banners, or at least banners that go with them. And then the unveiling, the first time being shown tonight. This gentleman's name from Florida is
Aaron.
Aaron. There you
Yep.
go. I I didn't write down their names. I'm sorry. I'm a horrible
It's okay.
host. I'm a horrible host.
Okay.
So go check out Andrew's work, and follow on social media, provide feedback. A lot of times, even if you're not able to purchase something or you're not able to do that, one, liking and commenting and doing that kind of stuff helps
Mm-hmm.
the algorithms out a ton, because
Yep.
they see that user interaction and engagement. Um, Share it. Just, go on, if you're on Facebook, go like the page and share it with your friends and be like, check out this dude's stuff. It's awesome. If you're on Instagram, pop it in your story and be like, go follow this dude. He's awesome. Pretty much all of my things are just gonna be like, he's awesome. Now as soon as we're done with this, I'm gonna go on my Instagram story and be like, follow this dude. He's awesome. I will. Uh, but go and check out his stuff. It's in the time of the Rona, it's tough to be an artist. It's tough to do a lot of this stuff. Gig workers and small businesses and people in the arts in general are suffering really really tough losses during all of this
Mm-hmm.
financially. So if you can help out in any way, as far as just liking, supporting, commenting, sharing, if you have a few extra bucks, and you want to subscribe to Patreon, if you want to go purchase some art, go do it. Not just for Andrew, but for other artists that are in your life, because they will appreciate it.
Yes, very
Trust me.
much.
Trust me. Andrew, thank you so much for hanging out with me and doing my little small business spotlight show.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, of course. And I love the fact that, and a shout out to our mutual friend Jaden. He had actually set us up in a little group chat, which Andrew didn't respond to. It's fine. One day I'll get over it. But we actually started talking on Instagram yesterday, 2 days ago.
2 days ago, something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Within the last couple of days, and he showed me his artwork, and I was like, "Hey, so I do this show. Would you want to do it?" And he was like, "I think Jaden might have introduced us," and lo and behold, there it was.
Yeah.
So thank you, Jaden. We've got a few other people coming up, including next week's guest, Pup Spike from the Chicago Puppy Patrol. That Jaden has been an utter delight in helping introduce me to people, and getting some of these organizations and these artists and these businesses a little extra light and recognition during these times. So, Andrew, thank you.
Welcome.
And to everybody that has been hanging out with us over the last almost hour, thank you guys for hanging out. We'll be back on Monday for Digital Game Night right here on YouTube and Twitch. And again on Wednesday night, 9 o'clock we start. I've been trying to say 9 to 11, and it almost always ends up as 9 to 11:30. Except last night that went till about midnight because the game froze and we had to restart it. So technology, you love it. And then right back here next week for more small business spotlight. So until then, oh, and one last thing that I will say: if you haven't done so already, if you're watching on YouTube, hit the subscribe button. It'd mean the world to me. If you are on Twitch, go search Bears in the City and follow us. I'm doing the path to affiliate, and the last thing that I have to do on the first four steps that they lay out for you is to get to 50 followers. So if you are on Twitch already, go follow me, please. If you do not have a Twitch, go set it up. It's very easy, and especially if you do digital game night, it seems that there is less lag on the Twitch side versus the YouTube side. So when you're playing the games, it helps a bit more. So go sign up for Twitch, go follow me, and then you don't have to do anything after that. That's all I'm asking. That's all I'm asking. So until then, dear viewing audience, thank you so much, and we will see you next time. Bye.